Okay, thank you so much. It's my honor to introduce to us our guest speaker for this evening. He's in the person of Dr. Thomas Mensah, and he's one of the four original inventors and innovators of fiber optics technology in the United States. And he holds 7 US patents, all awarded in 6 years. Now, his innovations were critical to the replacement of copper media with a more efficient fiber optics media with greater bandwidth that supports a more robust and faster modern day internet. This innovation allows faster transmission of Facebook pictures, tweets, emails, data. So, all the stuff that we enjoy and has really helped us to remain in touch during this COVID period. When you are texting family and friends, remember him. In one of his patents, he used his understanding of boundary layer theory to design a high-speed draw and coating manufacturing system that eliminated bubbles and defects in optical fibers. These ultra-strong fibers are used in submarine and undersea cables that connect continents and countries, thereby extending the global reach and connectivity of the internet. Dr. Mensah worked at both Corning Glass Works Incorporated and AT&T Bell Laboratories. At Bell Laboratories, he led a team that demonstrated the fiber optics guided missile system and holds 3 patents on the technology. Dr. Mensah is founder and chairman of Georgia Aerospace Corporation, which is involved in advanced composite material manufacturing for defense, aerospace, and other applications. The company manufactures nanocomposites for use in advanced weapon systems like unmanned aerial vehicles, F-35 stealth fighter, etc. Dr. Thomas Mensah is a fellow of AICHE, and that's the American, an associate fellow of the American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics. He was named AICHE 100 in 2008, and he served as chairman of MESD division, member of the board of directors of AICHE, member of the MIT visiting committee in chemical engineering, etc. He is currently a director of the Nanoscale Engineering Forum, founding co-chairman of the MAC Eminent Engineers Forum, and a trustee of the AICHE Foundation. He has served as editor of 2 books, Fiber Optics Engineering and Superconductor Engineering for AICHE, and currently serves as the lead editor of the book, Frontiers of Nanotechnology, Commercialization of Products and Processes, to be published by AICHE Wiley. Now, in researching about him when I was asked to present, I also found out that he had written a book, and I'm really hoping that he would talk a little bit about it. That's The Right Things Come in Black too. I would really like to, I hope that he would talk about that tonight. And he's also had the privilege to meet renowned leaders like Barack Obama, and he's returned to Ghana to put to work some projects in Ghana, and he has plans for high-speed train in Ghana going from Accra to Kumasi to Tamale. He's the founder of the Silicon Valley in Ghana, which now homes Google AI, the first Google artificial intelligence in Africa. And he has plans for an aviation hub in West Africa and many more. So ladies and gentlemen, our guest speaker, Dr. Thomas Mensah. Thank you.
Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Okay. By the way, Gloria, I want to thank you for that excellent introduction. You did a lot of research, particularly talking about all the work I've done, including what I'm doing now, pushing Ghana to do the first high-speed train. That would be diesel-based. It goes from Accra to Kumasi in 1 hour. and then it goes from Accra to Tamale in 4 hours. Can you imagine sitting in STC bus for 12 hours to Tamale? You cannot develop that way. So that's why I'm pushing for, if you will, these high-speed trains in Ghana. I'm also working on it also. I'm not just pushing on it. I'm also working on it.
Oh, awesome.
What I think I'm doing is putting fiber optics along the train so that everywhere the train will go, station, they'll have Wi-Fi, they'll have all that.
Wow.
And so this will transform Ghana and make Ghana one of the destinations in Africa. I sent a 100-day agenda to Nana Addo when he gave his inaugural speech. The 100 days, I have about 10 things I thought Ghana should do immediately or start doing. That includes a high-speed train. That include the drones that I wanted to take medical supplies to villages. And that's being used now for testing in the CON-D19. They've tested 250,000 more than any other African country. So you can imagine when you bring such innovation to Ghana, what you can do. I did it 2017, and now look at what is accomplished. But first of all, since Gloria mentioned, I have 5 books on innovation, by the way, but I may be touching on the nanoscale, particularly the nanotechnology commercialization. You know, I've been pushing commercialization and industrialization first for fiber optics, and I'm now doing for nanotechnology. Nanotechnology is going to take over fiber optics. Not the same application, you know. The only thing you can see is you can have a battery that is like the thumb, that fits the thumb of your nail, and you put it in your cell phone, and you charge your cell phone battery once, and it will last for 2 years. So nanotechnology is important. I'll come back to that later, but let me immediately touch on, can you all see me?
Yes, please, we can see you.
What I want to start with is the book that Gloria mentioned. It's a very, very, very important book, and everybody in the world is talking about this book. And I'll tell you about some of the innovation. By the way, this is the Silicon Valley brochure. You can also see it on the internet when you do Silicon Valley of Ghana. Now, when you are compared to Elon Musk, in the latest Ghana Web article, where they interviewed him, as Africans shine because of these 2 creators from Africa. Of course, he's white, he's from South Africa, but he's African. When you are compared to him, that means you should do big things for your country. At least that's my approach. First of all, this is the Silicon Valley brochure. In it, I have I hope you all can see this, the nanotechnology commercialization book. Can you all see that?
Hold it a little bit higher, because, yeah, we can see it now. Awesome.
Okay. You see that I'm the lead author of this book. I selected all the contributors. In fact, I have one professor from China, South China Sea, contributing to chapter 2 of the book, nanocatalysis. You know, but I'm the guy that put it all together and got it done. And this textbook is an international textbook in nanotechnology, being used to teach PhD students all over the world, including universities in China, universities in UK, universities in USA, MIT, everywhere, Australia. This is an international textbook. Now, this shows you what one can do, they put their mind to something. And as I'll share with you in my next book, the right stuff comes in black too. Now, I want to be able to hear all of you because this is the second book. Can you all see this? Can you all see this?
Yes, yeah.
I want you to say the title with me. All of you repeat after me. The right stuff.
Right stuff. Comes in black too.
Yeah. So repeat it. The right stuff. Say the right stuff.
The right stuff
Right stuff comes in black
Comes in
Black
too.
too.
comes in black too.
in black too.
I am black.
Right stuff.
I am
black.
Black.
I am black.
I'm black.
I am African.
I am African.
African.
I am an
I am
African.
the right stuff.
The right.
Keep repeating it. I am the right stuff.
I am
The right stuff.
I can
Right
do
stuff.
I can do
Do.
what any other person can do.
what any other
Any other person can do.
I can design airplanes.
Design everything.
I can design cell phones.
I can design cell phones.
I can design fast trains.
I can
You can
design
design the back train.
I can design cell phones.
Can design self.
Many other things.
Any other
thing.
And I can do anything that any person of any race can do.
Anything and anybody anything can do.
Because I'm a child of God.
Because I'm a child of God.
Most of the time when I'm talking, I have people repeat this because it gives confidence. A confidence in you. As a student, graduate student, professor in your career, you should have that confidence, especially when you're dealing at the highest level, particularly with you're competing with white people. As Gloria said, I'm one of the poor people in the world.
I bought cooked candies at home.
Hello?
Dr. Thomas, please, can you unmute your mic? Okay. Awesome.
All right. I'm one of the 4 people in the world that created that technology, laser-based fiber optics transmission of data. That means Google data, for your Google Maps. That means Facebook pictures. That means Instagram. So without me, you could not even transmit Instagram or receive it on your cell phone. And so that's a big deal. And that's why they compared me with Elon Musk. But bottom line, all I'm trying to get across to all of you and to inspire you, that you can do anything that any white person can do. That's the attitude I have. When I went to Cornell, MIT professors say, hey, this guy can solve the problem. And when I got to Cornell, 15-year problem, I solved it in 1 year. See, when you do things like that, then whites, any other race to say, wow, this guy is really superior. He can get things done. And so I'm trying to get across to you that you have no limit in yourself. You can accomplish so much. See, when I came to Ghana, they said, oh man, the high-speed train, we cannot do it. I said, what do you mean you cannot do it? Ghana, when I started talking about high-speed trains in the US, I even encouraged President Barack Obama, to do some in the US, and the Republicans blocked it. So when I came to Ghana, I said, hey, we got to do this. People think that, well, only some people can do it. I said, why not? When I did it, China had only 1 high-speed train. And since you guys live in China, you know that China has 40 high-speed trains, And what I'm trying to do is to make sure that Ghana is not left far behind. Can you believe the Japanese have created another high-speed train going 400 miles per hour that works even during earthquake? Can you imagine that? They have that technology. I'm the one telling you, because Japan has done that. That means Ghana can at least start with a train that goes to only 200 kilometers an hour, just like in Kenya, whereby it's using diesel, so nobody can say Dr. Mensah, what about diesel? It's using diesel. and can go from Nairobi, if you will, to the port, to the port in Kenya. Can you imagine it? And it costs less than riding the bus. And so that's what I'm trying to do. When I have the train here, it will get to Tamale in 4 hours and cost just half the price. So this is very important. We can do pushing all levels. You know, I'm involved, not just, you know, pushing it. Today, as we speak, some of my employees and my partners are doing survey and feasibility studies. We are doing site visits on the Western line. They've gone there. I couldn't go because of how my speech to you is important. But I've sent these guys, so I'm involved in the high-speed train. Ghana is going to have these high-speed trains, and Africa is going to have it, crisscrossing all over Africa, moving Africa into the 21st century. By the way, I want you all to Google MAV, and then you put a space in between, Air Force, MAV Air Force, right now on your cell phone. I want you to Google that, and if your leadership there, including Bernard and Jau, if you can show on a TV this, you see what I'm talking about. You know, let me know when you have Googled that. MAV Air Force. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I okay.
Have you
Would
guys
you like
Googled? Or you can put it on some other screen for the others, but everybody should Google it. So I want you to make sure you know that. MAV, you put a space and then Air Force. You see a robotic bird that's flapping its hands, its wings. Have you all seen it? MAV Air Force.
Yes, please.
Good. Now watch that as I demonstrate that right now. Because what you see there, when you do MAV Air Force, you see a robotic bird that has a camera in its head and flies around taking pictures and take the pictures to your cell phone. Are you all seeing that?
Yes, please.
Good. I was involved in that project. Some projects I'm involved in, I cannot talk too much about because, you know, but that one I want you all to see. MAV Air Force. Do you see the bird sitting on a cable wire? And there's a white van. Do you all see that? Well, this is to show you that it's MAV Air Force. You see a guy in a white van. You see it? You see the bird?
Yes, please.
Good. It's flapping its wings. And it's sitting on a pole, and you see somebody in a white van. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. That's very, very important. Because what we do is tell the bird to follow the van when the van moves. Because he's taking a picture of the van and brought it to my cell phone. And I know that the guy is a bad guy. I have his license plate. I have his data. So you should be seeing this.
Precisely and with minimal collateral damage. NAVs will be integrated into future Air Force layered sensing systems. These systems may be airdropped or hand-launched, depending on the mission.
Later I'll talk about the mathematics, but right now we just wanted to see it. You know, the mathematics tells us how the bird should flap its wings when it is flying.
Allows them to be hidden in plain sight. Once in place, the NAV can enter a low-power extended surveillance mode for missions lasting days or weeks. This may require
You see the white band? You see the camera in the bird's head? You can see it even on my...
Yeah,
Gloria, do you see it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was watching from YouTube just a second
Okay.
ago.
And so basically,
NAVs will use microsensors and microprocessor technology.
yeah. So basically, you watch it, and when the van goes into a building, we tell the bird to follow it. Suppose it goes to a mall, it goes to a hotel, someplace. The bird will be following it. The guy doesn't even know that the bird is following it. It can perch on the wall and sending me data information as to what's happening. Now you watch it to the end. You see that if the guy goes into a room, it will tell me the guy is in room 356. Okay, and I know when he's in that room, you tell the bird to watch him. When the guy takes a gun and want to fire it out of the window, I can tell the bird to take him out.
Wow.
Are you all seeing that?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Exactly. So that's a small drone, you know, and I'm involved in drones, not only at that level, bird level, or even sometimes when I talked about a drone that looks like an insect, a butterfly, within a year, the Japanese have done it. I'm the one that proposed that. Within a year. You know, can you imagine a butterfly fly there, but has camera? You know, so this bird will use this for what is called covert operations. You know, and that's very, very important. We can use the military, you can use it in civilian, you know, for making sure that the places are protected. And I'm sharing all this with you, you know, so that you know that your mind can do so many things. You see, it's perching on the wall right now. It's perching on the wall and telling me, hey, this is what's going on, you know. And we can fit this robotic bird with what is called infrared sensor, so that it can tell me, say the guy goes there and shut off the light. I can still see what is going on because of the IR, infrared technology. And so he goes to a room, as you see here. You know, he'll go to a room and we tell the bird, you tell us what's happening. And it's bringing the data to me, perch on the wall, data to me in real time. You know, you can have 2 or 3 of these robotic birds following 2 or 3 guys, you know. And because the guy doesn't know that we are watching him, you know, he said, hey, you see, this green shows that it's infrared. The guy has turned off the light. He doesn't want anybody. He takes a gun, as you see there, try to shoot it. I can tell the bird, watch, don't play with this guy. This is what we want you to do. He has the ability to take the guy off, as you see. So later you can go home and watch that. You can stop it right now, Gloria. And when you go home, you can watch it. But I'm saying this, that you can be involved in all these sophisticated projects. You know, the projects are built for the Pentagon. I don't talk about it. I'm the first person, black person, to build a drone out of nanotechnology. He said, oh, Dr. Mesa, why you build a drone out of nanotechnology materials? I did that so that the drone will be stealth. Nobody can detect it. because of nanotechnology coating on the drone. I can't get into specifics because it's classified. But I'm sure you have somebody that have worked in so many areas, so many technology, and be a leader. You know, be a leader in these areas. One of the things I worked on at Bell Labs, you could see, when you see the crosshairs on TV with missiles hitting targets, I have 3 patents on a navigation system that guide a missile to target. You can put a missile through a window. When I did that, now it's being used everywhere. The crosshair technology and missile guidance is used everywhere for fixed platforms like ships, submarines, like tanks, aircraft, everywhere is being used, even drones. So when you see the crosshair on TV with a missile hitting, I'm one of the inventors of that technology. So your mind can do so many. So when I come to Ghana, what I've done is so superior, even for whites. When I come to Ghana and I say, hey, we got to do the trains. When I come to Ghana, I say, we got to build the MRO, maintenance, aircraft, maintenance, airport in Kumasi, so that we can service all the planes that come to Kumasi. 15 from 15 countries comes and lands there. We can use KNUST engineers, and Bowen is working with me. He has to change all the parts, including the landing gear, fix it, so that you fix it and can go to Morocco, can go everywhere. Utumfo, when he heard my presentation, gave me 200 acres that he and I are working on. We are bringing financing from all over the world to do this. The train, we brought 1.2 billion to do the train. So this lets you know what you can do as a human being. And I'm pushing this because I am from Ghana. Let's say my colleagues, Bill Gates, or Mark Zuckerberg, or Jeff Bezos, or Michael Bloomberg, say, Dr. Mensah, how is Ghana doing? What do I say? I can't say. But if you have the high-speed train, I can say, at least we have the high-speed train. That's why I work 24/7. I work on this. When I worked on the fiber optics itself, we did that, I was working 7 days a week. I'm doing the same right now in Ghana on these trains. So I need all of you to help. I want you to study hard, work hard, and come back and help us push Ghana into the 21st century. I think I can stop here in case you have questions.
Wow, this is so interesting, really, and challenging. The fact that we can really do a lot when we put our minds to it. And
yes.
At this point, just like Doctor said, if you have any question, you can raise your hand and we would call you and you ask your question, or you can, observers can ask questions, please. At this point, it's open to everybody. And you can also type your question and we'll, if you'd like. Okay, so our first person is William from Guangzhou. William, you can unmute your mic and then ask your question, please.
Thank you. I just want to ask, usually when you have such brilliant minds come home, we complain of frustrations and non-support from government and all the system back home. So I want to ask, is he receiving much support from government or from the appropriate quarters, or is he also being frustrated? Thank you.
Well, as I say, I started from the top. When Nanado met me in New York, he said, hey, doctor, come home. Come, let's work together. He actually came to my office in Atlanta. My office is in the top floor, the 41st floor of the tallest building, skyscraper. Nana came and met me there. We talked about development in Ghana and all. And so when I came, he said, all right, hey, you got to talk to all my ministers. I've talked to all the ministers in the country. Not only railway, I've talked to the Minister of Energy. I've talked to the Minister of Aviation. For example, Ghana wants to have its own airline. And one of the negotiations say well, we let you give you 787 or all these planes, but you got to have a place to service it. And I'm telling you, that's why I'm building that aircraft maintenance facility. So Ghana Airlines can also get service over there. You don't have to fly to Ethiopia or to South Africa to get service. And so most of the ministers are working with us, particularly the railway ministry. They are working closely. They are probably the lead ministry that's working closely with me, you know. And the aviation sector, when the aviation sector wanted to go to Boeing, I am the one that introduced him to Boeing, you know. And he took about 7 of the people in the ministry all the way to visit the Boeing facility. Because my team have visited it there, and they see how airplanes are made. I gave them that opportunity. I let him do that. I didn't say, hey, I will help you, and then he'll be sitting down there, can't even see a plane made. So they've gone and see how planes are made. So those two, particularly the railway, they are working closely with me, you know. But what I'm doing affects all the ministries, defense, tourism, anywhere, you know. So we want to create a Ghana that all of you will come here and be very proud of. Not a Ghana you take a STC bus, it takes you 5 hours to Kumasi and 12 hours to Tamale. You get there, you are tired. Even visitors, tourists even get there, they won't do that. But when you do this, you can stay in Tamale and work at Accra, Kumasi and work at Accra. I hope, of course, there have been some people, if you will, that wouldn't cooperate at all. I wouldn't name names. You know, there have been some, you know, somebody said, why is the guy in all the television? I've been here 20 years, I never even get on TV. And he's here 3 years, he's all. Because the guy is doing something serious for the country. I hope, William, I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Sure.
Awesome. Please, our next person is Franklin from Chengdu. If you can unmute and ask your question. While we wait on Francis, there was a question in the chat. It says, what are some of your challenges now, especially in the face of Ghana's politics?
Well, Ghana's politics, you have to navigate it very, very, you know. You have to navigate it. And so those, particularly some of the leadership that won't cooperate, just bypass and work directly with the president, you know, because the 100-day agenda that I brought to Ghana is being used everywhere. It's being used in all the items as we speak. And so people thought, oh, the guy will come here, you know, after 1 year, we just, and then he'll go back. They don't know that I'm serious. They want to see Ghana develop. And that tenacity that allowed me to develop fiber optics, to develop the guided missile, to do the nanotech, to write books. That tenacity is what I'm doing now, you know, because I think if we don't take care and do this right now, Ghana will be in the same place 50 years from now.
Wow. Franklin, are you ready now?
Yeah. Yeah. Let me switch my. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Yeah. Doc, thank you very much for the insight that you've given us this afternoon per Ghana's time. I think Ghanaians or Africans will need to look at the basic research. You know, the kind of innovations that you've talked about, I see them as high-level innovations. Though they have the potential to rescue our economy from the low grade to a better grade, they also have the potential to bring jobs to our people. But I think we will need to do what we call domestication or homegrown solutions to our local problems. In Ghana, for instance, we don't have basic tools for farming. And I think no matter how much education we've received, we should try to look at the basics, because if Ghana is still importing toothpick from abroad, and we've not been able to resolve that issue, but we are looking at probably how to build a ship, then I see that to be a way of misplaced priority to some extent. So what I want to say is that, wouldn't you agree with me that Ghana should rather go back to the drawing board and start looking at the basics, the basic things that we can do for ourselves, like the farm tools, since independence.
Yeah, let me stop you right there. I mean, that's good. I mean, the basic research is fine. They've had CSIR for 60 years. Nothing has come out of CSIR. You know, 80% of CSIR is in agriculture. But innovation, you can start with novel, technologically based systems. You got to look at the advanced countries. That's very, very, very important. Oh, you got to be, that's very, very, very important. You know, and the reason why I could have come here, basic research, you look in, you know, my books, you see all the mathematics, computer-aided design, you see everything, you see finite element analysis. You see all that. Basic research, that's fine. But the big things, like the speed train, when you do that, it brings technology that Ghana don't have to Ghana. I don't care whether it's from China, Tokyo, Germany, as we are doing, no matter where it is. If you don't have those big things that transform the entire nation, and you hide on basic, you've been doing basic research forever. Mathematics and theory, Ghana knows, I mean, you'd be surprised. That's all they do. All the university in Ghana is theory. But when you bring practical stuff, such as the trade, there's one thing I did not talk about. But these drones, you mentioned agriculture. One of my biggest projects, I don't talk about it, is using drones in agriculture. I have these drones that not only survey the farm, but actually we are using artificial intelligence in the drones, so that drones can recognize a plant and say that mango tree over there has disease, let me spray it. You know, those large-scale agriculture is what can impact. You know, if we go and do theory, we've been doing theory forever. You can never match the whites for the theory they've been doing. And so, you know, I hang around. I use this is the rule. You know, people are having these tanks behind their back, walking in the farm, trying to spray. No, I use a drone. I can spray thousands of acres. I prefer landscape farming for food security. I have a lot of experience. When I lived in abroad for almost 30 years, this is what let me see what's important. You know, every big thing you see, like a train, the fast things, there's a lot of theory, basic science behind that. You know, so you have to lead from, just like the cell phone. You understand? We need to go. Everybody in Ghana has a cell phone now. You know, so I hope that answers your question. But don't stay on the theory. Ghana is full of theoreticians. You know, theory can't help us. It's a technology, large scale, big things. You know, that you see, if you are lucky in China, you sat in the fast high-speed train. I sat in the bullet train with Nanado. You know, when you're sitting in the train and you put a glass of water, it doesn't even shake. Try doing that in a truck or any car in Ghana. The water will be all over you. But that bullet train, it doesn't even shake. We are using NASA technology to isolate the thing when you are in the train. So when you are lucky, you are there, I want you to bring those technology here. Don't come and bring only theory stuff with it. So I hope, you know, the theory can complement, the basic can complement, but you got to do the big things. The brain technology that we don't have.
Thank you. Before we call on Fifi question, there's a question in the chat from Bless Lord. He's a PhD student in artificial intelligence, and he says he wants to know the plan of Silicon Valley to absorb graduates to promote this great vision and build a nation.
Good. That's a very, very good proposal. As I said, we use AI, even in drone technology. AI is used everywhere. You know, you're going to have ships that drive by themselves. You're going to have airplanes, even like the drone that drive by, all using artificial intelligence. You know, everything. AI will be in everything in your cell phones. And so I welcome him. When he comes by, we work with him on the, you know, when you look into the Silicon Valley, you see me and the Google country director. He's a good friend of mine. Very, very smart mathematician. Very, very strong. He and I, we spoke on the Greek phone. You know, he's very good in mathematics, but he's applying that technology to do practical stuff. Ghana needs practical stuff. That's very important. So I welcome the gentleman that made that suggestion.
All right. So bless Lord. Please, I hope you took note of the answer. Fifi question. Fifi question.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Oh,
good afternoon, sir. Please, in your submission, you said you are helping Ghana to build the fastest trains in Ghana, and I would like to find out as to the percentage-wise how far you've gotten to, and when should we expect one? And would you agree that maybe the politics of Ghana has delayed the project or something like that? Or is it funding or something like that? Thank you, sir.
Oh, that's a good question. As I said, for the funding side, we've gone. Personally, I went to the Middle East and brought 1.2 billion. You know, anything you want to do, if you have a good project, people will fund it. And so we are moving ahead. And as I said, you know, I work with the leadership, you know, quietly behind the scenes. You know, I don't do even a lot of television interviews now, except these Zoom that I used to motivate people like you, because we all got to work together and build a critical mass. And so in 2 years, I'm hoping that in 2 years, we will have the trains ready in Ghana. You know, as I said, I'm involved, you know, behind the scenes. I'm involved in the train itself, you know, as well as the fiber optics that go along the train. You know, the fiber optics, by the way, along the train is used for signaling, you know, and control, just like Siemens or even some of the high-speed train makers too. At the same time, I'm doing that so that you can have internet everywhere. You know, wherever you reach, you can branch off to some village, and you can supply fiber optics to the schools, to the universities, to hospitals, to the financial institutions, and to the factories. What D1F? They all use internet. And so I'm involved strongly. I have hands-on approach. As I said, I work day and night to make sure that Ghana reaches something. And I need all of you to come back, you know, bring the technology. You know, when I was in Europe, in France, I used to look around, hey, what can I take to Ghana? You know, when I was in France, Toulouse, that's where Airbus is. I was learning that, even though I was a chemical engineer. In America, to find out what kind of technology you can bring, you know, so that you come in, you have a critical mass. Let's say I have 20 of you. You gotta make 20, 100 documents. Oh, that's what the Chinese did. They sent their people to America to do it. And they brought them back. And when they came back, I mean, some of them actually, they were working as sweepers, but they are engineers. And they were able to bring all the drawings and all that back home in Asia. And then by the time the French did, they have even a system that's even better. So I need all you guys to learn and work very hard and have the right idea. Come here. We don't need they Ghana has so many universities. All the universities in Ghana, most of them are just economics, accounting. What is this? You know, how are you going to know how to make a cell phone? You know, how are you going to make the big things? And that's why I said to leapfrog, we are bringing the trains here. So question, that was a good question. You know, I'm working hard and I want to make sure that, I've actually given this copy of this Silicon Valley thing to Nana, to leadership so they can see what's important in Ghana. It's not easy trying to change the mindset, of a generation for 50, 60 years. We've been using the same road. One single lane, not even two, all the way to Tamale. Suppose you have an accident, everything stops. In America, they have 8 lanes going from the south all the way to the north. Bring your ideas, bring back, but learn very hard, bring practical stuff that can change Ghana.
Wow. I think there were several questions, but some of your answers sort of cover it. Somebody was asking what measures you're putting in place to ensure the implementation of these visions amidst political changes and, the whole Ghanaian setting. And I think I would like to tie that in with somebody else's question from Francis Chimsa. He says, do you support the idea that Ghanaian politics is not helping us drive our developmental goals? If so, what do you suggest to drive more development and less political agenda talk?
Yeah, as I said, for 60 years we've been in the same place because of the politics. For 60 years. I'll give you an example. Kofi Annan, Secretary General of the United Nations. He has a Rolodex. He came to Ghana. Kofi Annan could have brought so much development, even though, he went to tech like me, he went to MIT and all that. He came here, he didn't get the political support. He has to go to South Africa, over there to put his food security agenda, the Agric Forum. Why? Somebody like that, you name it, he could have bring all the financing, he didn't get. Only Asante supported him. All the other governments didn't support him because of politics. What is this? But this time, I'm very, very diplomatic. I want to work with anybody that's serious about developing Ghana. When I came here, the first people I met was Kufuor. I went to Kufuor. He said, hey, man, you are the only guy on my agenda. The next person I met, I think that same day, was Jerry Rawlings. Jerry founded the NDC. And then Kufuor, before I started, going to the Jubilee House and meeting, So I want everybody in Ghana, because once we build a train, you come in with your past. He doesn't care whether you're NDC or NPP. You just get on and ride. I'm more interested in moving the country forward. Look, all the people that changed America came from somewhere. That's why I compare myself to. Von Braun came from Germany. He built NASA. He built the rockets. Einstein, all the nuclear weapons that we see, Einstein did that. So all these guys came from abroad. And as I said, Chinese, they brought their guys, from the US everywhere. And that's how they are where they are. And Dubai, I go to Dubai. Dubai is a place. They have changed the desert. You go there, you see all these skyscrapers, even more than America. It's the 4th most visited place on the planet. I go there. But when I go there, I bring serious stuff to Ghana. I don't just play. I bring serious stuff. So all you are lucky when you are abroad. But bring practical stuff. Come and help. I used to study when I was a kid with a kerosene lamp when I go to the villages. Luckily Nkrumah came in, put electricity over there. So I didn't have to even use the kerosene lamp again. He came in, built the dam, a Kosombo Dam, created electricity, did all that. Then Nkrumah was changing things. Could put politics aside and start to change Ghana.
Okay, we have 3 people with their hands raised, but a lot more questions. So let me take one more question from the chat. Bernard says, just by listening to you, he's really proud to be a citizen of Ghana right now. But his question is that, is it possible to establish a practical institution that will help impart such knowledge to the youth? Because
Well,
we're talking, we have a lot
that's
more
why I
people.
created the Silicon Valley of Ghana. I'm starting from there. And I didn't want to put it in we put it in Legon. The universities, the rest won't come. They say that's Legon stuff. You put it in KNUST. I went to KNUST. They say, oh, that's KNST, Silicon Valley. But I put it at Silicon Valley over there in Kofi Annan Center. And I want to have little Silicon Valley labs in all the universities. We got to bring the practical stuff. We are tired of all the theory, And luckily, Aloti taught me mathematics and computer engineering and software. And Aqua taught me engineering. We need such great minds in that. When you are at the level, as I said, when I saw that article, I said, this guy, he and Elon Musk have changed Africa. Why? Because when you're doing things that push the country, bring it out of darkness into light, into the 21st century, if we don't do anything, Ghana cannot compete within the next 10 years. Okay. When you look in the Silicon Valley, this particular brochure, I have DNA sequencing technology, POC, for the pandemic. A DNA sequencing technology that can create vaccines. I also have what is called 3D printing that's used to make parts. So once you bring a technology, you can touch on all aspects of our lives, But if you don't do anything, see, even America, because of the COVID-19, is suffering. They pumped $2 trillion into the economy, even them, and they don't still have the drug. Luckily, Ghana, the way God has it, the number of people that have tested, it's not as high as in America, because NADO and the leadership are implementing things that are working. We got to keep it social distancing, wearing the mask. I have this is my face sheet. I have it here, so everybody is following this, but you need the technology. You got to have it. If you don't have the technology, you don't have the solution. You still be using cutlass to farm, and people are using drones and tractors to do large-scale farming. You think you can go and feed the whole nation, And so we got to bring the technological innovation here, not just theory. We got to bring the high-speed trains and all that. Japan didn't stay still. They built a bullet train that goes through an earthquake, and we are still standing there, living back in the 20th century. So we got to move forward, and I'm going to need all of you there. You may be doing political science, but learn a little bit of technology, learn what you see around you. Even a youth, a 14-year-old kid in America knows that I should do 8 lanes because she's traveled on them. 8 lanes, not 1 lane, 8-year-old. So living abroad gives you that perspective that you don't have in Ghana. I have people, they spend all their life in some village in Ghana, and they want to debate me or they want to, challenge me about high-speed train. That's what I mean. You live in a village, you haven't seen anything. You haven't competed with the top people in the world. But when you're competing at the highest level, competing with the likes of Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, all these guys, because your innovation is what makes them do what they do. When you're competing at that level, you are at a whole new level. So when you're saying things, you're saying from expertise, from experience, you are not joking. That's what we need to do to move Ghana forward. As I say, I'm going to need all of you. I think you are about 200 there. Work hard, bring your knowledge home. I mean, when I was in France, I used to study different, I had about 10 people doing 10 different things. I used to study all that. Because I said, hey, Ghana, maybe we don't have many people. Got to study all that, bring it to Ghana, to change Ghana.
Well, I think we see a lot more questions coming in through the chat. But we'll go call on Fifi02 from Wuhan to ask a question, then we'll resume reading questions from the chat. So Fifi, if you can unmute your mic and then ask your
Yes,
question.
can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
I can
please.
hear you. I cannot
Yes,
see you.
Yes, my question is, what is the collaborative effort between your team and the departments of physics and engineering in our various universities? Because if we do this technology, high-tech transport from these advanced worlds into Ghana, and we don't have the capacity to bridge the technical levels of our people, won't we have a situation where there could be a collapse along the way? So I want to know if there's this level of collaboration with our departments of physics, engineering from our various.
I'm in touch with all those guys, but I stress certain areas. In physics, I tell them nanotechnology. Don't just go study some quantum stuff somewhere else and that's it. No, nanotechnology. You are physics, you are nanotechnology. And nanotechnology, I look at the theory and I look at the practical applications, things, the products. I want to see nanotech, even in medicine, where nanotechnology made drugs can go into your body and go straight to where the disease is, whether it's cancer or whatever attack, using nanotechnology. I use nanotechnology not only in medical, I use it for space. For example, Elon Musk want to go to Mars. In my book, one of the chapters I wrote with my friend Joku, basically we are using nanotechnology materials for the inside, of the space shuttle, where the heat is. You see the hot fire? Nanotechnology materials can actually prevent the heat from destroying the entire aircraft. We do all the theory, we do the mathematical modeling about heat propagation and all that, but at the same time, we test it, we use composite materials and show that we can put it on something and put a torch to it, let it withstand all those heat. Practical. There's physics, there's chemistry, all this stuff. But I want the practical stuff to come to Ghana. Gone are the days where you just come in and your theory, you go sit somewhere and that's it. No way. Because now we see trains. Nanotechnology can make bulletproof vest. When I'm speaking around the world, I talk about it to make it lighter instead of ceramic plate or metal plate for the police and the soldiers. Nanotechnology can make this and it's lighter. You can shoot bullet through, it won't go through. So nanotechnology has applications. I don't want the West to move it too fast and left Africa behind. That's why I wrote that. So I need all the people in chemistry, in the basic sciences, to come in and learn nanotechnology so we can move Ghana forward.
Okay. Please, Isaac would like to know, do you have a mentorship system where young scientists and passionate innovators can get mentored by you, possibly so you can pass on these great innovative ideas to them as a way to move the nation?
That's what Silicon Valley is there. You go over there, you enroll there, and now people get to know you, And what I might do is to try and hire some of the people back into the high-speed rail, hire them maybe in the aircraft maintenance facility, hire them in the drones, hire them in all the areas I'm working in, and that's mentorship. Those who are lucky, I have some PAs and assistants. One of my PAs, I tell him, you started with no knowledge in nanotechnology, now you are becoming an expert, But and so just working around you, watching you, how you work, they learn so much. I could have sat there. I have so many areas. Could have sat there and said, all right, I'm going to sit in some lab and do this. But if you come to Silicon Valley and work there and enroll in everything, even from oil platform, I have somebody that works. You're going to hear from my good friend, Kevin. He has oil rig, the only black guy. I have somebody working over there. He stays on the platform for a month, come back home, and he's the one teaching at Silicon Valley, system management on our platform. And so there's so many areas, just hanging around me, you learn so much, just like hanging around Bill Gates or hanging around Mark Zuckerberg. We are doing so many important things, but we are willing day to day to impart that knowledge. People working with you, talking to you, like my friend Henry Badger, who coordinated this thing with you guys. Henry has learned so much hanging around. It's like Bishop Tutu when he was giving a speech and he said, "Oh man, this guy said, the driver said, let me go and give the speech. I've listened to 100 times. The driver went and gave an excellent speech." And then the guy was sitting in front and they said, they asked a question. So they asked the question, and so the driver said, "Okay, hey, my driver at the back," which is the real scientist. I'll let him answer that. So basically, I'm willing to hang around people, let them learn, learn so much, but it takes hard work. Very, very, very hard. Steve Jobs didn't invent the Apple computer not just by playing. Microsoft, Bill Gates didn't devise the best software in the world by playing around. And I didn't, just play around to get to where I am. And one thing I want to show you guys as you find the next question. I've put the title of my book on T-shirts now. That's an innovation. Can you imagine a T-shirt with the inscription, "The right stuff comes in black too"? So as you're looking for the next person to pose a question, I'll show you that T-shirt.
Okay.
I have them being made everywhere. Ghana, we are making some. In America, they are making it in all the states. I want to give it to the Black Lives Matter people, protesters, so they can wear it and bring dignity. Here is it. Can you all see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I may even have some for people in China, for blacks in China. The right stuff comes in black too.
Awesome.
As you know, I was sleeping one day. I said, "Hey, why don't I take my title and put it on T-shirts?" So I have it on T-shirt. I have it on many things, but this is the first product and a baseball cap that we are rolling out. I want all the protesters to wear and feel dignity over there in the US, UK, and everywhere.
Okay. So I'll take two questions from the chat at once.
Okay.
First is from Suleimana. He's asking, considering the fact that our governments are fond of abandoning unfinished projects of past governments, do we still have Doctor on the line? I think we lost him. Ben Carson, can you please help?
Yeah,
All
hello.
right.
Let me try and oh my goodness.
Try and what? Wait,
Talk to Honorable Felix to get him on the phone.
All right.
Just a moment.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, hello, champ.
Okay, we can see you now. Okay, so we're taking a question from Suleimana, and
You say Sheila?
Suleimana. Yeah, he was asking, considering the fact that our governments are fond of abandoning unfinished projects of past governments, do you have a fear that these plans can be derailed or halted with a change in government? And
yeah, that's always a possibility. And what I'm trying to do now is let the whole country see how serious and important this project is. Because politicians, when they come in, they try to award contracts to, their own people. Say, "Oh, this is our own people," and then they change it and put it somebody else. And these questions have been asked about me from some of the financiers. the guys that put 1.2 billion in a couple of my projects. And they say, hey, what about, you think something is going to change? I've seen that on the roads, on the transport, all the highways. No, we don't have highways. All the intercity roads. One guy comes in and then they all of a sudden they say, hey, no, man. Then they stop it. And that's why you have one main highway all the way to Tamale. And then you have problems even along the roads with accidents and all that stuff. So I'm hoping that Ghana will see that, hey, we cannot afford to do things the same way. We should go ahead and I spend my time, man. I mean, I've done about 30 television interviews, letting people know how important this is and making things happen. I've been trying since 2016 when I first I actually did a video interview from the US. That's where I showed one of my plans for airplanes, and I showed it publicly. And then that led to the airport in Tamale, And so, regardless of which other, I just throw my stuff out there, whoever want to implement it. But this is more important, unless the entire Ghanaian populace realize that, hey, we got to do something different. We cannot do the same way as 60 years. And we are where we are since in court. That can't happen. You got to change something.
That kind of leads to the next question, which Collins from Beijing asked. He said, as a data scientist, and so he and other colleagues faced the situation whereby they, a higher institution in Ghana rubbished their proposal to invest more in AI and data mining. So what is the best way to educate high institutions in Ghana to invest more in AI and data mining?
Well, as I said, my Silicon Valley is working with all of them. I didn't show you. These guys are all on my board of directors. That's the Silicon Valley board. I hope you can see.
Yeah.
All the vice chancellors in all the institutions there. I have the VC of Legon, VC of KNUST, VC of Affeshi, VC of Kilkos. I have all of them there, so that we can have important areas like data mining and AI and all. We can incorporate it in the curriculum and work with all these guys. I have some of the top, there's no institution in Ghana that have the caliber of people I have on this board of directors. I have here, that's Microsoft. This is Apple Vice President. This is Boeing Vice President. This is a real astronaut. He's been into space. Actually, I have two astronauts. I have him and this guy who works for SpaceX. He's an astronaut, works for SpaceX. I have all the best minds you can find, and they all hang around me. They are on my board. They need any answers to questions. I just ask them, just like you ask me questions. I have, that's the VC of KNUST, Vinci, that's Affeshi president. And plus I have, some, like this is Minister for Trade. Of course, you went to a disco with me. You need some of the ministers. I have him. He is the chairman of Council of State.
Wow.
I have some business guys. This guy owns ANC Mall. He's done something that I felt he should be on. This guy here, the Dean of Engineering at NJI in New Jersey. This guy invented the videos that you use on the internet. you know. So all these guys are and this guy, Triblun, he designed the robot that went to Mars and brought all those nice pictures, if you remember, from Mars. So I have all these guys, you know, I invite them to things, they are all part of what we do, you know. I have the best brain, no institution has this caliber of people, black or white, no institution has this caliber of people. I'm surrounded with the best brains. I don't say, hey, I'm good, don't get me wrong, you know. But the mark of a leader is to surround themselves with people in different areas. I haven't been to space. I'm not an astronaut. So I have an astronaut there. They can tell you, you know, things that I don't know, you know. So that's one of the things I'll tell you. Make sure you surround yourself as you become an entrepreneur, or you have a good network, you know, and consistently maintain those networks. You know, I've maintained all these networks for the past 15 years. You know, I call them, they return my call. You know, SpaceX, I call them, they return my call. So have those networks to help you, because you need it. That's the kind of caliber of people who are my board, helping you do the big things in Ghana.
So Ernest Dapa from Beijing, you can unmute your and then ask your question.
Yeah, Gloria, please check your inbox. I mean your private chat.
Mm-hmm. I have so many.
Okay. Can I ask my question now?
Okay, so we have 10 minutes left for this section. Wow. And I still see so many questions in there. So I'm going to apologize in advance if we don't get to your question. But Doctor, I hope maybe you can provide an email so that we can send some questions to you later for feedback. If that would be okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome.
You work through my handle.
Okay. So Ernest Dapa, in a minute, please. Please ask your question.
Okay. Accomplishing great things requires a wonderful team. I want to ask Doctor, how did he build his team?
Yeah, my team in the different areas, as I say, you should have a good network. That's very, very important. You have good networks, people of the same minds, they work with you, you know, brilliant people. I learned that from Bill Gates. He says, surround yourself with good people, you know, who are ethical, you know, who don't cheat or do anything, who are ethical, who will protect your investment and stuff. And then when I'm interviewing people, I can sense, you know, who is a good person. I learned that also from Jeff Bezos. You know, I just don't look at degrees or this. I look at, hey, what else you bring and how we can work with you. So those two things that guide me when I'm selecting my team members. People are hardworking, who are serious, who would, you know, don't hire people who are just like you. You know, hire people who bring something out of them. For example, one of my financial guys, he was at the IMF. He worked for some of the best World Bank and all. He bring all those qualifications. And so when I brought him in, and I said, hey, I'm negotiating something on the drone. you know, he's not a technical guy. You know, he's able to help me put a business plan together that can get me a $200 million investment into the drone business, you know, for agriculture. And then you put the drone, the teaser, what you send to investors. I have a drone that can look at, say, 1,000 cows from above and see which of the drone is pregnant, about to deliver. So out of the 1,000 cows, let's say have maybe 20 or even 100, the drone will say, hey, those are the cows that are about, so bring the veterinarian, you know. So this is what technology can help you do. And as I said earlier, I have drones that can even tell which disease which plant has a disease, which plant needs water, which plants need insecticides, sprays, and all that stuff. And so you bring the right people, if you're a technical guy, make sure you're surrounded by some good financial guys too, who can help you put the projections and the business plans together so you can attract investment. In fact, I'm meeting him after I finish this Zoom presentation to you guys.
All right. Thank you so much. I've been contacted by the hosts today that we're out of time.
Oh,
and
I know.
So if you could please give us your last words, and then for the remaining questions, we would get in touch and get answers to.
The last word is you are very lucky to be abroad and to be surrounded by technology where you are. Open your eyes, learn as much. Learn the things you want to bring to Ghana, understand it, so that you all can come and help us. We can all work together. That's number one. Number two, work very, very hard and build a network and maintain your network. Maintain the friends, maintaining, people you can bring to help. Maintain that network. I have some networks for 10 years. I still maintain it, and be excellent, be above. When you do something, do something that's unique and believe in yourself, that you can do things as I made you repeat that any other person can do. When I was given the fiber optics problem, I said, hey, wait a minute. Oh, can I do this? I didn't see that. I said, I'm equal to any white person or any Asian young person. I can do better, and work hard, believe in yourself, and work with friends. Now most of you now, you know me, so you're in my network. And then make sure that you bring something to Ghana to help move Ghana forward. Thank you all very much. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate this time and for you, making time to talk to us and educating us and challenging us. Indeed, my takeaway from here is don't settle for small dreams, dream big. And
Very,
just like
very
you
good.
said, yeah.
Yep. You remember E-Delegates, you're voting electronically is based on fiber optics.
Definitely, yeah.
Change the world totally. It's based on fiber optics. That's why you can stay over there and then vote. Electronic. Yeah, you change the world. You can do it. Don't be afraid. Don't be, have higher goals. Work hard towards it. Don't be afraid. I mean, when I came to Ghana, they say, hey, man, and then listen. Yeah, they say we have a bad maintenance culture. I said, all right, I'll buy the spare parts for the train so that we have the spare parts already for the next 3 years. I'll use some of the money to buy that. Listen to advice. Set your goals very, very high. Believe in yourself because I believe in you. So congratulations. And then let's go make it happen.
Thank you so much. We really treasure this time with you. Thank you so
much. By the way, go and tweet and Facebook and comment on this, okay? Use yourself. Yeah.
We'll make use of fiber optics.
Exactly. Everywhere. Because one of your own. So go ahead and tweet and use Facebook and all that stuff. About this.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, Mr. President, Mr. Secretary, and all of you. And I thank you again for that excellent introduction you did before I started. So, see you all. Sorry I didn't meet. I saw only a few people when I came to China with the president, a few students, But now that we are in the network, let's stay connected.
Definitely. Thank you so much. I'd like to hand over to Dennis Aqua.
Okay.
Dennis?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Thomas. It's been very insightful. And we hope to do this again some other time, hopefully very soon. Thank you and enjoy your day. Okay, Miss Gloria, thank you very much for
thank you.
taking us. Thank you, Dr. Mensah. Bye.
Right. Bye. See you guys soon.
Okay, Madam Gloria, Madam Wukom, thank you very much for moderating this session. It has been very insightful, and we hope that we've learned all that needs to be learned from this session. So, as it stands, we're going to go back to our program outline, and I'll invite Honorable Ben Carson to take over for now.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Aka. So what we were doing before we went for the break was a chapter report. Please, for the chapters that haven't sent me privately their reports, after you send to the Congress page, you send it to me also. I will suggest you send to my WeChat for now. It's good you send to my official email, but also send it to my WeChat. Thank you. We are going to give room. We have the next 20 minutes to take the rest of the report. So unfortunately, our chapters that are yet to present will have to be very snappy. Time is fast spent. So all the chapters that are remaining, the ones that we mentioned that weren't here, we are no more going back. So we are going to, just a moment. Okay, yeah. We are going to Weifan, Chongqing, Jinhua, Xi'an. In fact, Suzhou already presented. So Lanzhou, Jiujiang also already presented, Hangzhou, and Xi'an. So these are the chapters we are calling. Xi'an, Hangzhou, Xi'an, Jinhua, Chongqing, and Weifan. All right, so anyone from these chapters that is ready, you raise your hand, we will mute you, and then you quickly give it to us in 5 minutes. Okay, Xi'an's report is ready. Okay. All right, please unmute yourself, Honorable Theophilus. Just very quick and brief for us in 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable SG. So this is a Xi'an report being read by Asensu Theophilus Koichi. Sorry, I'm the current president, and also I was the president for the 2019-2020 academic year. Mr. Chairman, the president of NUGS-CHINA, a person of Mr. Felix Ado, special guest of Anna, the NEC, fellow executives, dear members of NUGS-CHINA, for protocol observed. It's a great privilege for me to be standing here this evening to address the House and to give a report of our noble chapter for the 2019-2020 academic year, which is also our first time of having leaders in Xi'an. NUGS-CHINA is a young chapter of NUGS-CHINA. It was formed in August 2019. The chapter is currently composed of 2 different cities, Xi'an and Xianyang, which are located at the northwestern part of China. Xi'an is the capital city of Shanxi province, while Xianyang is a neighboring city of Xi'an. The chapter currently has about 38 members, 22 males and 16 females. At present, there are 10 universities where members of the chapter can be found. These are Xi'an Jiaotong University, Northwest University, Northwest Polytechnic University, Northwest Polytechnic University, Shanxi University of Science and Technology, Xi'an Technological University, Xianyang Normal University, Xidian University, Xi'an University of Science and Technology, Xi'an University of Technology, Shanxi Medical University, Shanxi Normal University, and China University. Our tenure of office, we can say, was a huge success, but we had few challenges which we conquered, if not fully, with wisdom, understanding, and by working together for a common goal. One of our major challenges was bringing all our dear members together on one page to understand the core mandate of this noble association. As I said, it's a new chapter. We believe that there will be more improvement in the future. Another challenge was the payment of dues, which we associated it partly to the current global pandemic, which has rendered most of our members financially incapable at the moment. We have not had any major academic or health-related challenge, apart from the fact that some of our members who are supposed to graduate this year have still not been able to go through their final defense. We are in contact with them and pray that the matter will be resolved as soon as possible. After the formation of the association, the association has been able to organize few events and general meetings, both online and offline. One of the major events was the end of year meeting in December, which brought all the members together for the first time since the formation of the chapter. We also were able to organize online talk shows, which were organized during the peak of the COVID-19 in China. On Saturday, 24 May, the chapter organized its first online general meeting via Zoom. On 10th June and 27th June, the chapter had its first general election and handing over ceremony respectively to bring the new executives into office. The Women Commissioner also brought together the 16 women from 10 different universities and campuses. All the women were joined to the National Women Platform for easy communication and transfer of information. They also participated in the various programs organized by NUGS-CHINA, such as the Mental Health Program, Marriage Programs, and the Rural Multi-Development Program. With the help of the Vice President and the support of NUGS-CHINA, we were able to help some of our members in renew their passport without they having to travel to Beijing, and this was even faster and easier. During our tenure of office, 3 of our members benefited from the financial aid that was given by an NGO based in the US through NUGS-CHINA to support students during the peak of the COVID-19 in China. We were also able to register 35 of our 30 out of our 38 members on the NUGS-CHINA database. I would like to use the opportunity to encourage all our dear members who have still not been able to register to do so. These are the names of the current executives. Asensu Theophilus, that's myself as the president. Abonye Matthias, the vice president. Ophelia Noche, general secretary. George Buadu, financial controller. Novioho Joshua Kwame as the organizer. Oseo Wusu Abigail as the women's commissioner. Permit me to kindly go through in a short moment the financial report of our chapter, which will be the last part of my presentation. We received a total of 2,440 as dues and contribution of 1,091.99 and voluntary donation of 280. The total contribution of 3,811.99. And out of that, we spent 1,092.49 on dinner, and we also donated 400 MMB to national for the purchase of PPEs to support our motherland, people back home. And we also submitted 500 yuan as our national dues, leaving us an outstanding income or balance of 1,819.5 for the next administration. So as it stands now, most of our members have still not been able to fulfill their financial obligations. And to conclude, we pray that this institution grow from strength to strength and also progress in every aspect. God bless our homeland, Ghana. Long live NUGS-CHINA. Long live NUGS-CHINA. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Honorable Theophilus, for the wonderful presentation. Hey, hello. So for the next chapters, we have 7 minutes to raise our hands if you have any report. Sheyan, Lanzhou, Jianhua, Chongqing, Weifan. Chan Chuen. Chan Chuen. You raise your hand in the participants page, I will mute you and then you go. Okay, in the afternoon, I think we skipped over Sherman. So if Sherman's, okay, Lanjo is here. All right, thank you. Okay, Lanjo, Honorable Chimsa. Honorable Chimsa, unmute yourself.
Okay.
And turn on your video, please. All right, please, you may go. Yes, you can start.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Sec. This is Francis Chimsa, Lanju President. Sorry for the late entry. My secretary, as I mentioned, some of us are in Ghana, others are also in Lanju. So because of the difficulty in communication, we had some challenges in presenting our report earlier. Lanju chapter, as we mentioned, Lanju is one of the youngest chapters too in China. We are located on the northwest part of China, and then we are the first executives who were elected into office 2019-2020 executive year. And we also have a total membership of 32 registered members for now. And then we are made up of students from 4 main universities in the Lanzhou city. And they are made up of the Gansu Agricultural University, the Lanzhou University, the Jiaotong Technical University, and the Northwest Normal University, all in the Lanzhou city. And Lanzhou is also located in the Gansu province of China. Our total number, because our total number is less than the 50 required, we have the 3 member executives as laid down by the Constitution. And the 3 executives are myself, the President, Francis Chimsa, the Secretary, Robert Nyaleli, and the Treasurer, Philip Gani. And these executive bodies are the ones who man the affairs. Currently, there are preparations for the new executives to quickly take over from us, and we are sure in the next few days coming, we should be done with that procedure, so that we'll now have the fresh new executives for 2020, 2021. What are the activities we've done? Lanzhou as a city, briefly, we also have a formidable and working Ghana Community Association there, which hitherto was the one running the affairs of students and non-students. So when we arrived, or when we also saw the need for us to have NUGS Lanzhou, we had to rally around and talk to members and the previous NEC executives to help us out with that. And with that, we were able to form NUGS last year, and God being good, it has gone well. We are still rallying around trying to look for other members, especially who are coming out from the out of the 3 or 4 major universities that have come so far to form NUGS. So far, we are hoping that in the coming years or so, we should be getting at least crossing the 50 total membership mark. Our activities, as I mentioned, we have in the past year, it has been on the quiet because we're using the year to whip up sensitization of membership. But however, we were able to hold some few activities in the year under review. Notably, we're able to hold a seminar for our members, and the seminar was more or less an academic seminar where we held a seminar on research methods using SPSS and other research tools. And that was led by myself and other resource people. And that was to whip up members' activities. Also, we also tried to see how we can welcome our new members. We jointly, with the support of the Ghana community, held a farewell party for our colleagues, 2 members who were leaving us last academic year. And then we did that, and that was also quite interesting to see them off, because they were the ones who also started or brainstormed the idea of NUGS just at the time they were leaving, and we took over from them. Then also, in terms of activities, we also were able to embark on some visits to the various universities to sensitize the members. In terms of our challenges, NUGS Lanju, our major challenge has to do with the importance. Students are still, because of our distance, we don't seem to have other universities that are so close to us in terms of, other provinces that are so close to us. The nearest province down south of Lanju is Chengdu, for example, as a city. And it's quite far, about 6 hours journey, fast train. So we are not close to a lot of provinces or cities that have other chapters so close to us where we could hold on, let's say, friendship visits and exchange programs that are there. We are quite remote, so because our members are still to see the importance. So that is one of the major strides. We're trying to see how we can sensitize members to understand the importance of NUGS and then to get themselves engaged. Because that has affected our dues payment. We tried our best to see how we can get members in good standing. So we are promising NEC that surely before we also hand over, surely we'll make sure that at least the effective active members will get their dues paid in the local and at the same time the national. Of course, some few members have paid their dues, but we are not proud of the number of members who have paid their dues. But we know the academic year has not ended yet, and surely we'll do our best. So those are the challenges. So we are hoping that the way forward, that in this new academic year coming, the new executives would surely go out to encourage members, the few members that we have that are not members of NUGS, to come on board. And when they come on board, we will have the members, we'll have the full members, full body of the members. And if we pass the 50 membership threshold, then we can now have more than our 3 normal executives per the constitution. So in short, NUGS Lanju, this is what we have for you. And then we hope that at least subsequent, when things subside, we'll surely meet again and we'll see how we can all have our members coming in full vim. And when we meet again for another congress like this, we'll have more of our members coming from the farther end of China also coming to take part in subsequent congresses. Honorable Secretary, thank you so much. Congress NUGS report.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Chimsa. All right, since no one else raised their hand for the remaining chapters, I believe you don't have any reports then. So thank you very much. It's been a long night and time is way exhausted. So I will hand over to the LOC and into the MC. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ben Carson. So at this juncture, I think we've been sitting down since 2 p.m. So now we've come to the last item on the bill, which is the closing prayer. If Mr. Abdul Basit is around, can he please give us the closing prayer so we can retire to our bed now? Thank you very much. Mr. Bassett. Hello? 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 Mr. Bassett. Okay, so I guess I would have to do that myself. Okay. Oh, okay, sorry. Can you please unmute Mr. Bassett?
Okay, sorry about that.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so in the name of Allah, most gracious, ever merciful, we thank Allah for making us witness the commencement of this year's Congress, and we thank Him for making us see the end of this session. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Malik Yawmiddin, Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in, wa ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim, صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين آمين
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdul Basit, for the prayers. Okay, so I would like to call the end of today's proceedings. I thank you very much for staying with us from 2 p.m. to now, and hopefully we will have enough rest and meet again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Have a good night and stay healthy. Bye.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know we will get there. We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know we will get there. Boom, boom, ti-boom, ti-boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, ti-boom, ti-boom, boom, boom. We will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will get there. We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know we will get there. Boom, boom, ti-boom, ti-boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, ti-boom, ti-boom, boom, boom. It will be hard, we know, that the road will be muddy. rough, but we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will get there. Boom, boom, ti-boom, ti-boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, ti-boom, ti-boom, boom, boom. It will be hard, we know, that the road will be muddy and rough, but we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know, we know, we will. We will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. We are going. Heaven knows where we are going, but we know we will get there.